Detecting intentions, the art and science of reading nonverbal cues. Introduction. In the intricate dance of human interaction, words often tell only part of the story. Beneath the surface of spoken language lies a rich tapestry of nonverbal cues that reveal thoughts, emotions, and intentions. From the subtle shift in vocal tone to the fleeting micro-expression on a face, or the unconscious movement of hands, these signals offer windows into others' minds. The ability to detect what someone is thinking or planning through these cues is not just a skill reserved for psychologists or detectives. It is an evolutionary adaptation that has helped humans navigate social complexities for millennia. This essay explores the myriad ways people can interpret nonverbal communication, focusing on vocal tone, facial expressions, body movements, and other related cues, to infer underlying thoughts and future actions. Drawing on fields like psychology, neuroscience, and anthropology, we will examine the mechanisms behind these cues, their reliability, cultural variations, and practical applications in everyday life, professional settings, and high-stakes scenarios like negotiations or interrogations. Understanding nonverbal cues requires a blend of observation, empathy, and contextual awareness. As psychologist Paul Ekman has noted, humans are wired to express and detect emotions universally through certain facial patterns, but individual differences and cultural norms add layers of complexity. While no method is foolproof, deception can mask true intentions and misinterpretation is common. Honing this skill can enhance interpersonal relationships, prevent conflicts, and even save lives. This essay will delve into the key categories of nonverbal cues, providing detailed explanations, examples, and strategies for their detection. Vocal tone, the melody of hidden thoughts. The human voice is a powerful instrument capable of conveying far more than the literal meaning of words. Prosody, the rhythm, pitch, volume, and intonation of speech, often betrays what someone is truly thinking or planning. For instance, a sudden rise in pitch may indicate excitement or nervousness, while a monotonous tone could suggest boredom, depression, or deliberate emotional suppression. Detecting intentions through vocal tone involves listening not just to what is said, but how it is said. Consider vocal stress analysis, used in fields like forensic psychology. When someone plans to lie or harbors deceptive intentions, their voice may exhibit micro-tremors, subtle vibrations, detectable through careful listening or technology like voice stress analyzers. These occur because lying increases cognitive load, activating the autonomic nervous system and causing slight changes in vocal cord tension. In everyday scenarios, a person planning to evade a question might speak faster, with shorter pauses, signaling discomfort or a desire to move on quickly. Conversely, a prolonged, hesitant tone might reveal uncertainty about a planned action, such as someone contemplating a risky decision like quitting a job. Cultural context plays a role here. In high-context cultures like Japan, where indirect communication is valued, a polite but flat tone might conceal disagreement or hidden plans to oppose an idea. To detect this, observers must establish a baseline of an individual's normal speech patterns, determining their neutral sound and note deviations. For example, if a colleague's voice softens and slows when discussing a project deadline, it might indicate they are thinking about requesting an extension or planning not to meet it. Practical tips include paying attention to incongruities. If words express confidence, "I'm totally on board," but the tone wavers with doubt, the person might be hiding reservations or alternative plans. Moreover, emotional leakage through the voice can predict behavior. Anger often manifests as a louder, harsher tone with clipped words, foreshadowing aggressive actions like a confrontation. In romantic contexts, a warm, melodic tone with rising inflections might indicate attraction and plans for deeper engagement. Training and active listening, such as through mindfulness exercises, can sharpen the ability to pick up these subtleties, turning casual conversations into opportunities for insight. Facial expressions. Windows to the soul and mind. Facial expressions are perhaps the most studied nonverbal cues, thanks to pioneers like Paul Ekman, who identified 7 universal emotions: happiness, sadness, fear, anger, surprise, disgust, and contempt. These expressions, often involuntary, can reveal what someone is thinking or plotting, especially through micro-expressions, brief flashes lasting less than a second that betray suppressed feelings. Detecting intentions through the face involves recognizing these fleeting signals. For example, a genuine smile, Duchenne's smile, involves the orbicularis oculi muscles, crinkling the eyes, while a forced smile might indicate deception or hidden malice. If someone is planning to betray trust, such as in a business deal, they might show a quick micro-expression of contempt, a unilateral lip raise, before masking it with neutrality. Neuroscience supports this. The amygdala processes emotional faces rapidly, enabling intuitive detection, but conscious analysis requires practice. Body language experts emphasize the importance of clusters. Isolated expressions can mislead, but combined with others, they form reliable patterns. A furrowed brow with averted eyes might signal internal conflict, perhaps about a moral dilemma like planning to cheat. In interrogations, law enforcement trains to spot hot spots, inconsistencies like saying no while subtly nodding, revealing a subconscious truth. Cultural variations exist. For instance, in collectivist societies, people may suppress negative expressions to maintain harmony, so detection relies on subtler signs like jaw tension. To improve skills, one can study videos of public figures during scandals, noting how facial cues preceded revelations of hidden plans. In personal life, observing a partner's dilated pupils indicating interest or arousal, alongside a neutral face might suggest unexpressed romantic intentions. Body movements and posture. On the silent language of action. Body language encompasses gestures, postures, and movements which often telegraph thoughts and future behaviors unconsciously. Kinesics, the study of body movement, reveals how these signals predict intentions. For example, open postures, uncrossed arms, visible palms, suggest honesty and lack of hidden agendas, while closed postures like crossed arms might indicate defensiveness or plans to withhold information. Gestures can be emblematic, culture-specific like a thumbs up, or illustrative, pointing to emphasize a point, but self-touch gestures, like rubbing the neck, often signal anxiety about a lie or impending action. When planning deception, individuals might display pacifiers, behaviors like fidgeting with objects, to self-soothe, revealing cognitive dissonance. Mirroring, where one unconsciously mimics another's movements, indicates rapport and shared intentions, useful in negotiations to gauge alliances. Proxemics, the use of space, also offers clues. Invading personal space might signal dominance or aggressive plans, while leaning back suggests disinterest or intentions to disengage. Gait analysis, how someone walks, can predict behavior. A hesitant stride might indicate reluctance to follow through with a plan, like approaching a confrontation. In high-stakes settings like poker, players read tells. Involuntary movements like a hand twitch signaling a bluff. Neurobiologically, the basal ganglia control these automatic movements, leaking intentions when the prefrontal cortex, planning center, is overloaded. To detect this, establish baselines. Note normal fidgeting levels, then identify spikes during sensitive topics. Cultural subtleties matter. In Mediterranean cultures, expansive gestures are normal, not necessarily indicative of emotion or plotting. Training through role-playing or body language analysis apps can refine detection, applying it to scenarios like job interviews, where crossed legs might reveal a candidate's unspoken doubts about the role. Other nonverbal cues. Eye contact, touch, and paralanguage beyond the main categories. Secondary cues like eye contact, haptics, touch, and paralanguage, nonverbal sounds, provide additional layers. Eye behavior is particularly revealing. Prolonged staring can indicate interest or dominance, while avoiding eye contact might signal guilt or plans to deceive. Pupil dilation, as mentioned, reflects emotional arousal, hinting at hidden attractions or fears. Touch can reveal intentions. A firm handshake suggests confidence in one's plans, while a weak one might betray hesitation. In relationships, an unexpected touch on the arm might indicate affectionate intentions. Paralanguage, sighs, grunts, or filler words like often exposes mental processes. Excessive fillers might indicate a pause while formulating a lie or plan. Integrating these cues with primary ones creates a holistic picture. For example, a sigh combined with averted eyes and a slouched posture might reveal someone's internal debate about a betrayal. Challenges, ethics, and practical applications. Though powerful, detecting intentions through nonverbal cues is not infallible. Confirmation bias can lead to misinterpretations, and skilled individuals, e.g. actors or psychopaths, can manipulate cues. Cultural misunderstandings exacerbate errors. What seems evasive in one culture might be respectful in another. Ethically, this skill demands responsibility. Using it to invade privacy or manipulate is problematic. Instead, apply it positively. In therapy to understand patients, in leadership to foster team cohesion, or in security to detect threats. In practice, start with self-awareness. Monitor your own cues to better recognize others. Use tools like video feedback or emotional intelligence courses. In an increasingly digital world, adapt cues to virtual settings like delayed text responses mimicking vocal hesitations. Conclusion. The ability to detect thoughts and plans through vocal tone, facial expressions, body movements, and other nonverbal cues is a profound human faculty, blending innate intuition with learned expertise. By mastering these signals, we unlock deeper connections and navigate social landscapes more effectively. Yet it reminds us of our shared vulnerability. Our bodies often speak truths our words conceal. In a world of complexity, this skill fosters empathy, caution, and understanding, proving that sometimes the unspoken says it all.